Okay, you can see the screen.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so this is what we have been discussing. This is cascaded transformers in which, two transformer sets are cascaded like this. You have seen recording is started, na Purna?
Yes, sir. Recording is started.
Okay, this is the output voltage. This is V plus V, 2V, and then there is a cascading winding like this. So let us draw a three-stage transformer here. Three cascaded transformers. So this is how normally the diagram is drawn. This is primary of the lowest transformer, and then this is the core. This is at ground potential. This terminal is at ground potential. Now, this is actually HV terminal. This is HV terminal. But in addition to that, there will be a small portion of the winding, which are the top turns of the secondary winding. So what will happen? The number of turns in this primary and the number of turns in this exciting winding are same. So what will happen if number of turns are same? What will happen? In any transformer, if the number of turns are same, what will happen to the voltage? What will be the voltage?
It will be same as the primary.
Okay. So always remember, in transformer, voltage per turn is constant. So primary, secondary, tertiary, whatever, any number of windings you have, voltage per turn is constant. As long as number of turns are same, the voltage should be same. So here this is first transformer. Now I have drawn primary of the second transformer also. So this is the core again, core of the second transformer. And then again the core is connected like this. And then this is the HV winding of the second transformer. And then it will also have this excitation winding again. And this excitation winding will be feeding the next transformer, primary of the next transformer. So, yeah, actually it is not, I have to draw somewhere and look somewhere. That's the problem. That's why it is not coming neatly. So this is how the third transformer. Right? So this is how the connection will be. And high voltage is not taken from this terminal. High voltage is taken from this terminal only. And this is anyway ground potential. So here with respect to ground only. So this is the HV terminal, high voltage. Oh.
Sir, I wanted to clear one thing, sir. Sir, I had a doubt, sir. During the starting, we have a primary winding, and then in the middle, this is core, right? And the right side, sir, the upper part is primary. Then what is down below that? What exactly is that?
Just wait. What is your question?
So like starting May, there is one primary winding, then there's a core in the middle. But on the right side, then there's one more primary. So that part which is providing height, what is that exactly, sir? That shaded portion is
This is excitation winding or exciting winding. It is simply on the secondary side only. A few turns exactly equal to the primary turns, okay, will be identified, and then there will be access for this winding, actually, this portion of the winding. So the voltage exactly, whatever voltage you get here will be available here. Whatever voltage, primary voltage is there here, same voltage will be available here. See, a transformer, a step-up transformer. So all transformers are similar. There are 3 units here, right? All 3 units are similar. So these are the 3 units. This is one transformer. So this is second transformer. This is third transformer.
So no, my doubt is, sir, how is voltage increasing, sir? How are we getting that increment in voltage? Like the voltage on HV and exciting winding is getting added up to give us a overall higher voltages. Is it happening like this, sir?
Exciting voltage is not at all added, na? So you have to apply KVL, right? So I'll draw the path through which you are adding the potentials. So this is the path which you are adding potentials. This is the path in which you are only connecting all high voltage windings only. Excitation windings you are not connecting, not even touching. Because you see here clearly, this is the connection here. Right? So only high voltage windings. High voltage winding means this is HV winding. Again, this is HV winding. Only high voltage windings are in series. So if this is V, so this is also V, because HV winding V, and this is also V. So you will get 3V.
So one more thing I wanted to ask, we can modulate the HV winding accordingly to get multiple part of V, right? So like 4V, 5V, like first one is V, we can keep the HV as 2V for second part. So we can modulate the voltage also, no, sir?
What? What is your
So
question?
for example, the first part is V. The first part HV winding voltage is V. The middle stage HV winding, we can have something like it gives 2V. And the last part again gives V. So we can get 4V also. So is it possible to modulate like any multiple of NV also? Is it possible to get any voltage? Or is it possible only to get V and successively V?
Rohit, theoretically you can do anything. Theoretically, you can do anything. Why do you need cascade transformer? Simply make a transformer, simply give 230 volts only, get some millions of volts output, theoretically. Even practically also, you can do it, not an issue, but cost is involved. You have to put appropriate cost. Understand? So
Yes, sir.
what is the optimum solution? Our cost should also be minimum. Our maintenance should also be minimum. Okay. Our installation should also be easy. Repair also should be easy. So all these constraints put a maximum limit on a single transformer. A single transformer can be constructed with this optimum size, with this construction, with this weight, this thing like that. A company may decide. And for a customer, ordering a similar transformers is easy. For example, easy, also cheaper. For example, if I order to a company, you make one transformer with V output, another transformer with 2V output, another transformer with 3V output. then I would like to cascade all of them. Why should we order like that? If 3V is in your maximum output you want, you order all the transformer with 3V only, then it will be cheaper than making a V separately. Okay.
Okay, sir. Optimization, sir. Okay, sir.
These are the practical constraints. So in which if you order identical units, the cost will be cheaper. That's main thing actually.
Okay, sir. I got your point, sir.
Now let us consider this. See, output is only simply.
Sir, I have a doubt, sir. Sir, what's the particular reason to keep excitation winding 1:1 ratio with the primary winding?
1:1 ratio with primary winding, because all transformers are similar. The second stage will generate same HV voltage only if you give the excitation primary of the second transformer should get same voltage. Okay, this is the primary of the second transformer. It should get exactly same voltage as the primary. Right?
Sir, is it necessary like we can have V voltage at stage first, 2 second stage, and 3V at like third stage? Then that way we can add a voltage like 3 plus 2 plus 1, 6 volt in 3 steps if we can increase the winding and excitation windings.
See, if you are thinking that excitation winding voltage can be increased here, why don't you increase the primary also? Why do you stop there? First transformer also. See,
Yes, sir,
whatever is
that's what I'm asking.
voltage you are thinking, whatever is the maximum excitation voltage you are thinking, that you think for all transformers.
Yes, sir, that's why I was asking, sir. What is the particular reason for that?
Just now Rohit asked same answer. That is, if you are
Optimization.
designing a transformer, there is a maximum limit for a single unit transformer. Okay, single unit transformer can be built with so and so size, so and so maximum size, so and so like this. And ordering an identical units is cheaper than ordering a different kinds of units. If you are saying that you can feed 3V, you can get 3V at the output of one of the transformers, why not the other transformers? You make 3V. See, you are saying 1 plus 2 plus 3. I am saying 3 plus 3 plus 3, 9. Why 1 plus 2 plus 3? If you are thinking that 3V can be generated by giving more excitation voltage, why don't you give same voltage at the primary of the first transformer also, and then make it more like that? So the second unit has to be exactly identical to the first unit so that the cost will be cheaper. If you order to a company to make the transformers, high voltage transformers, if you order all three of them at the same model and all, so then the cost will go down drastically. Otherwise, if you change the design, if you increase the voltage, say, of the second transformer, then appropriately you have to change the design also. The potential difference will be huge. So for that potential difference, again, you have to design the paper insulation thickness, cylinder diameter, core diameter, all these issues will come. Okay. Therefore, the practice is to use identical designs for all transformers.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah. Now, the primary, some voltage is fed here, and secondary voltage is V. So all these secondary voltages add up in series, and then we will get high voltage 3V. Like this, cascading of transformers can be done. Now, suppose you are getting I is the current output. I is the current output. Then let us define V into I equals to P. Okay, P is the power level. Then the power of this, last high voltage winding the last stage of high voltage winding, is how much?
Three VI.
I think P, the same power.
P. This is P. And the power of this second transformer, high voltage winding.
It will also be P.
It is also be P.
Yes, sir, P.
And here also it is P.
P.
Okay. Then what is expected at the primary of this transformer?
3P.
P.
P or 3P or what it is?
3P.
P.
P or 3P, what it is? Somebody saying 3P, somebody.
Sir, it will be 3P.
Because this is the only source, right? Ultimately, power is coming from this primary first transformer only. Are you getting or not? From where
Yes,
the power is
Yes,
coming?
sir. It will be 3P.
So this is the output power 3P actually. This is the output power 3P at a voltage level of 3V and current is I. Right? So ultimately you are getting the same power from the primary. So this must be 3P. Okay. So let us come back from here actually. This last transformer you see, this power output power is P. Therefore, its input power also must be P, right? So from this excitation winding, this primary of the last transformer, you also must be getting power P. Therefore, this winding must be supplying same power P. Now this is P and this is P. So this side, 2P is the output power. Therefore, the input, this primary must be delivering 2P. Therefore, this excitation winding also delivering 2P. Now that P plus 2P, 3P, therefore this is 3P. So power is balanced. Just to give you a thought. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Because there will be a little delay after I write here, so you have to synchronize with that. Otherwise, now this is how the various powers will be balanced here. And now actually this cascading of the transformer under nominal loads means for which it is designed and all. For nominal loads, it is okay, no problem. It is actually every high voltage lab almost will be having this cascaded transformer set. But in some cases, for testing the cables, etc., these cascaded sets are not so recommended. Testing transformers, testing other equipment, small equipment, cascaded transformer set is good. Because what happens now? So as long as load capacitance is small, there is no problem. But if load capacitance is high, what happened accidentally when this cascaded transformers were used to test long cables, then during testing itself, huge voltage generated and then the cables broke down. So after that, a detailed investigation has been done. Why this has happened? Because testing itself, how can high voltage be generated? So then the design voltage. So transformer voltage will be 3V, right? Now 3V you are seeing, right? But it will be more than 3V in some cases. So how this happened? So that has been investigated and then found that there is some problem of some kind of resonance might be happening in the transformers. So after the detailed investigations are done and found that so the reactance of the transformer, all these transformers is coming in series with the capacitance of the load. Load in high voltage is almost capacitance only, right? So that capacitance is coming in series with the reactance of these transformers and then causing a resonance. Due to that, high voltage is generated and then that is causing the breakdown of the cables. So especially cables. But nominal loads for testing of other than cables, this these transformers, these cascaded transformers are good enough and then working very fine in several laboratories also. So let us look into the reactance of this cascaded transformer set. Suppose XP is the primary reactance and XH is the excitation winding reactance and XE is the, XH is the high voltage winding reactance, XE is the excitation winding reactance. Assume that these are defined at base voltage V and base power P. Okay, with at base voltage V and base power P, if these reactances are defined, can we estimate what is the total reactance of this transformer, cascaded transformer? Given that these are at base voltage V and base power P. Total reactance. Let us see reactance. See, actually here you can see clearly three HV windings are in series, right? 3 HV windings are in series. Ideally means, you may think that, so simply 3 times XP plus XH plus XE may be the total reactance.
14 times XH plus XP plus XE.
14 times XH plus XP plus XE. How did
Yes,
you
sir.
find it?
Sir, because base value of a reactance is kV square by MVA, like a voltage square by like power. So then 2P is happening and then 3 times is happening. So 2 square plus 3 square plus 1. I did it like that.
No. There is something wrong. How to proceed actually?
First, we'll find base Z base for all these transformers for primary
Yeah.
side and for Z base find for all the transformer primary and secondary side, and then convert them to per unit values, and then we can add them.
Yeah.
Sir, or is it like 1 plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 9? Is it like that?
What is 1/4, 1/9?
Why I did that? Because like kV square by power, so power is increasing like 2 times and 3 times. So because the power increment, so that will be 1 plus 1/2 the whole square plus 1/3 the whole square.
If power is increasing, then obviously
Voltage is
the losses,
voltage
reactive loss will also be increasing, right?
no, actually, sir, voltage is same because excitation winding voltage V is only being provided, but the power is 2 times in the intermediate and the power is 3 times in the last part. So V square by 2P square and V square by 3P square. So 1/4 plus 1/9 plus 1 into XP plus XH plus XC.
Mhm. What is the reactive power? Total reactive power should be same. So let me draw the equivalent circuit here like this. In which this is XEQ. My current is I. Okay, voltage is 3V. This is how secondary side I will see it. I want what is XEQ. Okay, XEQ on secondary side should represent complete reactance, equivalent reactance of the entire system. Entire system means all three transformers, primary, secondary, tertiary, everything. Because XEQ represents the reactive power of the transformer, and I am referring all the quantities, including primary, secondary, tertiary, everything to the secondary side. When I am referring to the secondary side, my objective should be to equate the reactive power. That's the only thing. Reactive power should be same, that's it. So what is XEQ if I use this equivalent circuit? XEQ, I and XEQ. So you better write complete reactive power in terms of I. Okay. What is the reactive power of 3 HV windings? 3 HV windings. 3 times I is the current, right, through HV windings. I square into XH. Do you agree? Hello?
Yes, sir.
3 into I square into XH is the reactive power of all the 3 high voltage windings. Now what about the primaries of secondaries, etc.? Let us write about, let us consider about this loop. Okay. Suppose this winding is rated V. Then how much current will flow in this? I, right? This reactance XP or XE are at a base voltage V and base power P. Am I correct? So at a base voltage V and base power P, here in this portion XP is the reactance, in this portion XE is the reactance. So at a base voltage V, if current I flows, then I square XE is the loss, reactive power, or I square XP is the reactive power in this. Okay. If the base voltage V And if the different current flows, then obviously the lower current I square into that I square into XP or XE, whatever it is. But in this case, so let us fix this to base voltage in order to just to calculate. It need not be whatever is the voltage, but loss will come in terms of I value. So here, if you fix this to voltage V, then the current will be I only, because the power handled by this is P. So therefore, current will be I only. Therefore, in this loop, I square XE is this winding, and I square XP is due to this winding. But consider this winding. Here, if you fix this to voltage V, right? So the current in this loop should be 2I. Therefore, the reactive power in this will be 2I whole square into XE for this winding, and 2I whole square into XP for this winding. And for primary, again at a base voltage V, if it is XP, then here 3I should cause that one. So 3I whole square into XP is the reactive power in this. Only that I am trying to write all reactive powers in terms of I, because ultimately I have to cancel the I. So total reactive power in this will be 3I square XH plus primary windings. One is 3I whole square XP. I'll write in the bottom. 3I whole square, 9I square XP, the first transformer, and the second transformer, plus 4I square XP, plus, I'll draw a line like this, plus I square XP. And due to excitation windings, 4I square XE plus I square XE. The total reactive power in the system. So what it is becoming? I square, I will take it common. 3XH plus 14XP plus 5XE is the total reactive power, which we have to equate it to I square into X equivalent. Therefore, this is the quantity which is X equivalent. So this is the basic problem which has been found after investigations. So that the cascading the transformers is resulting in enhancement of this reactance of the transformers. Then obviously when it matches, when XEQ matches with the capacitive load, then there will be resonance. When resonance occurs, huge voltage will be generated across the load, And the load, instead of we are testing the load will even break due to excess voltage that is generated. So this problem has been identified, and this problem led to next generation transformers. Those are called, series resonant transformers. See, often human beings find solutions in which they face the problems. For example, the problem is due to resonance. Why don't you use resonance itself to generate high voltage? That is the background of this one. So that are the next generation transformers called series resonant transformers that we will discuss in the next class. And before that, I'll suggest you to derive equation for suppose there are n number of transformers. If there are n number of transformers cascaded, then what is the equivalent reactance XEQ? Okay, assume the same thing, XP, XE, XH at base voltage V and base power P, and then derive the expression for n transformers. So let us see how you will get. Okay, this as assignment you can do. So you have any questions?
Sir, that series resonance transformer, is that same like parallel LC tank circuit? Is it the same as that?
When we discuss it, we will see. You ask about this transformer now. When we go for that transformer, I have to introduce. Always I have to introduce in an interesting way. Okay. If I tell the climax now, there will be no interest on the movie, right?